You said that this thing back on the continent, pretty much all the countries, to be honest with you, not just Cameroon, not just Nigeria, where people are really holding their idea tight because they're like, okay, if I share my idea, somebody's gonna steal it. There's a bunch of copycats and everything. Like over here in my country, whatever country that is, all they do is copy, copy, copy. So what are you saying to these people who are saying, I don't want to share my idea, I want to keep it hold to my chest, close to my chest?
Okay, so here's the thing. Copy is a legitimate form of more or less starting a business. In fact, you know what they say about that? Imitation is flattery or something like that. In fact, there was a point, the first time I came across this was when people started copying my content and putting it on their own sites very early in the day. I was initially like very pissed off. I'm like, how can people be this, But I'm like, nobody will steal stuff except it's good. Nobody steals bad stuff. So if somebody is willing to steal your idea, the very first thing it tells me is I'm onto something. The very next thing I need to do is that if, for example, you share your idea with me and I don't need you to go ahead with that idea, then you really can't do much by just doing it on your own. Let's look at it, for example. If we look at industries that have been disrupted, let me make your pick. Let's use the taxi business, for example. Uber entered the taxi business, a very competitive business. I think taxi unions are like one of the oldest unions ever in any country, but they got into it on a different level. And the innovation they brought in was with the business model. So you can differentiate your business, you can differentiate your idea in terms of how it actually operates. Now, there are people who say you can defend a business idea by using things like trademarks and patents and things like that. For starters, if you're in Africa, those things won't really take you far. We know what the justice system is here. So except you want to waste your time, then, you can really. So, but there are essentially three key ways you can create barriers for your business idea. The very first one is financial. If it requires a lot of money to get started, then you have many admirers of that business idea, but very few people can actually go in because it requires financial outlay. The second one is the technical side. So if a business idea requires significant intellectual prowess, maybe building something or some form of IP or something, then that could be some way you can defend yourself. The third way could be the business model, like I mentioned, the way the business actually operates. That could be a way to keep it apart. But in my experience, many business ideas actually die. More business ideas die because they are not shared with people who can help it happen than actually die because you shared it with somebody and that person stole it from you.
Got it. Beautiful. Thanks for sharing.